Today, the Raiders are back, and they're being led into the 90s by a dominating defense. Last week, the Raider D shut down Denver and scored 2 touchdowns. But for the Seahawks, it was a lost Sunday in Chicago. Today, the Seahawks hope the dome spells doom for the Raiders. NBC Doom Dome, or the Dome of Doom, where they have lost 7 of the last 8 games here in the Kingdom. What's the reason for that, Todd?
Well, a lot of the thing is that you see out here in the stands, you'll see jerseys with number 12 on them. The fans believe that they are the 12th man on the field, and it's not just 7 of the last 8, it's 9 of the last 12. And the Raiders have lost to the Seahawks 4 straight times.
Because of this man?
Yeah, he's the reason right there. He and all of his friends.
That's
the
right.
noise in here can be deafening, Charlie.
And they can take control of it. Here is Marcus Allen. You heard Al Davis talking about him on the pregame show. He will be starting. There are those that say that he has been in Al's doghouse for about 6 years.
Well, I don't think there's any doubt about that. But it's
well, you're the one that said it, so I thought that you're one of those.
So you wanted to lead me into that. Well, that certainly makes sense. And let's say, what a move he made going from 3rd string to 1st string in 1 week.
Yes. All right, Jeff Jager will be kicking off. And we are underway. Here's Chris Warren. And he returns for the Seattle Seahawks. 20 yards on the return. Seattle's offense, their offensive line, they really have their work cut out for them trying to keep Howie Long and Greg Townsend out of the backfield. Backs and receivers. John L. Williams and Brian Blades will have to get the offense going. When Seattle goes to their spread, the running back and the tight end come out. Jeff Chadwick and Paul Scansey become the 3rd and 4th wide receivers.
As opposed to last week when they went right to the spread, they're going to a 2-back offense. They're hoping to control the ball a little bit more this game than they did last week against Chicago.
And Derek Finner gets the call. And the defense that has dominated thus far in this early season for the Raiders is there. Their front 7, outstanding last week against Denver, completely destroying the timing of John Elway. They never let him out of the pocket. Now, when the Raiders go to their nickel, Bob Golick and 2 linebackers will come out. Bill Pickel comes in as a pass rusher. Terry McDaniel and Torin Dorn join a secondary that will play 50% man coverage, more than any other team in the NFL. 2nd and 11. Seattle from their own 20-yard line. And it's not there for John L. Williams. Golick and Davis.
Charlie, one of the things that the Raiders want to do right off the bat is to make sure that the crowd does not get in the game. 2 running plays have gone absolutely nowhere. The interior line of the Raiders is waiting for that, and if they can make them go 3 downs and punt, that bodes well for the Raiders.
3rd and 11. Brian Blades comes wide to this side, trips on the far side. Tommy Kane, Jeff Chadwick, and Paul Scansey. Kane, the motion man. Craig has pressure, steps out, and he is decked at the 17-yard line. So it will be 4th down and 14 after a loss of 3. Greg Townsend got him.
That actually wasn't that bad of protection, but he just ran out of time. There was great coverage in the secondary by the Raiders. That was quite a hit he took going the other direction. There's nothing like getting hit when you can't see it. 260-pound man like Townsend who runs a 4.6.
And Rick Donnelly will be kicking. And Tim Brown is the return man. Brown takes it at the 40-yard line. He's got 5. And about 8, and there's a flag down. 42 yards in the kick, 9 yards on the return. Chadwick was there for Seattle.
I think a lot of people are waiting with bated breath as to see whether or not Tim Brown is back to full strength. In his rookie year, he was a Pro Bowl returner, possibly the best the game had to offer. And then last year, he had a knee surgery against San Diego that ended his season prematurely.
Illegal block, number 41, on the return, 1st down.
Napoleon McCallum. Go ahead.
Well, it's just the fact that here in the case of McCallum, you see that, he's been too busy on the ship. He got a little confused. But Tim Brown, they want to know if he's back to full strength, and from all indications, they say that he's got his full speed back and his maneuverability.
Raiders first down from their own 35. Fernandez in motion. Play action fake. And it is complete, and it's Marcus Allen. 36-yard line of Seattle. Well, 29 yards.
Marcus just came out of the backfield, Charlie, in that situation, ran what they call a swing route. He'll get a chance to see that Jay fades back, and he's just looking to the left. The strong safety and linebacker bump themselves off, and Marcus runs right past them. As Al said at the beginning of the show, he said that this is one thing that Marcus does well is catch the ball, and there he is, wide open, 29-yard gain.
And that, of course, the comments of Al Davis in the pregame show, NFL Live. And it's a first down for the Raiders at the Seattle 36. Schrader over the middle. There's bumping. Should be a flag. Oh, now it comes in.
Took him a while to get it out, yeah. Charlie.
Is that what it was? Galt, the intended receiver. Patrick Hunter says no, but Patrick, you did. You got there before the ball did.
And what his complaint is going to be to the officials that it would have been incomplete anyway, but we'll never know because he hit him way before the ball. It was a good call by the official.
Number 27, defense, automatic first down.
At the 26-yard line.
Here you get a chance to see him cutting inside, and that's way too early. Willie Galt may not have caught the ball, but he's got to give him the chance to do it. In that case, he certainly didn't.
First down at the Seattle 26-yard line. Opening drive for the Raiders. They held the Seahawks. And now the first opportunity to cash in is Marcus Allen. And Marcus has 3 yards on the play, maybe 4. Raiders offense, their offensive line, the addition of Max Montoya at right guard brings great talent and leadership to an already strong front. Backs and receivers, a tremendous amount of outside speed. We can already tell Marcus Allen gives another dimension to this offense. Now, when the Raiders go to their bear offense, the fullback and the tight end will come out. Tim Brown becomes a third wide receiver, and Ethan Horton is the tight end. Jay has all kinds of time, and then he throws it away.
Charlie, they were with a quick huddle in that situation, trying to catch Seattle before they could get their 4 or 5 defensive backs out onto the field. He had a quick slant to Mervin Fernandez, but they rolled up the secondary, and as a result, they couldn't get the play.
Seattle's defense, front 7. Today they'll feature for the first time the #1 draft choice, Cortez Kennedy, starting at defensive tackle. When they go to their nickel, Tony Woods and 2 linebackers will come out. Melvin Jenkins, James Jefferson, and Esby Glasgow all come in. Thus, with their starting 4 in the secondary, they now have 7 defensive backs in the game.
And Charlie, the 3 rookies that they start on defense, that's the most rookie starters in the NFL for any team.
Schrader recovers the fumble. And for the first time, the crowd here in the Kingdome is getting into the game.
Well, Jay was certainly a little unsure of himself. You could see that he was leaning over trying to explain something to the left and right guard and trying to get a different snap count. As a result, it hit his hands and dropped. Here you can see he's dropping back much too quick, and fortunately for him, it came off the left heel of Montoya, or else Jay wouldn't have been able to recover that ball. Official called it right away. Field goal attempt coming up.
From the 32, an attempt of 42 yards. And we've got whistles and flags. Sure, Mark Bright, the referee, says, come on, bring it back, come on, we'll start over.
Well, Jacob Green's doing the right thing. You never know. As we found out, you never know. Pick up the ball and run. It might go your way.
We found that out last week in the Atlanta game. The same kind of situation. Atlanta ended up with 2 touchdowns. Not same situation, but when a player ended up with the ball and then went all the way to the end zone with it. Chuck, I think Chuck Knox is saying that that Dan Turk, the center, drew everybody offside by starting to snap the ball.
Well, if the penalty goes against the Raiders, that's going to be that much more difficult for Jeff Jager. We saw in the graphic that he's only 5 for 12 in field goals from 40 to 49 yards.
We have an illegal snap on the center. Number 67. 5-yard penalty. The play does not count.
Charlie, what happens a lot of times is that a center will have a different kind of hitch. You'll see right there that he moves the ball a little bit, trying to adjust it to his hands. And Seattle was very smart to jump on that. Now, what that does psychologically is now the center's a little bit concerned as to how he can handle the ball, whether or not that might be a penalty or not.
And the left guard also moved. This will be the 38 in a tip of 48 yards. And it's good from 48 yards away. Officially, they're going to say 49. They're wrong, but we'll give it to them anyway. It still counts 3. We'll be back in a moment. Charlie Jones along with Todd Christensen, and already we have seen the effect of the crowd here in the Kingdom, because once they get into it, it seems that the Seahawks raise their level of play.
Well, that's right. You know, they really depend upon that emotion to get them charged up. And right now, you know, their offense is struggling a little bit, and they can use all the help they can get.
Their defense, though, looks pretty good.
Yes, it does. They did a good job there stymieing them because it appeared that the Raiders had all the momentum.
And the Raiders defense looks simply awesome. And here's Derek LaBelle from the 4-yard line. And he returns to the 19, and there's a flag down. They're going to rule him down around the 18-yard line. And then we'll check out the flag.
Good job by Raiders special teams. Anytime you're on kickoff coverage, you want to get those guys inside the 20-yard line, and that's exactly what Ethan Horton, Vance Mueller, and Torrin Dorn did.
Holding number 55 on the return. First down.
That's on Ned Bolkar. And the Seahawks now, for the second time in the ball game, now trailing 3-0. They're trying to get their offense going.
Right here you see that Ron Burton gets pushed in the back. He gets pushed in the back by Joe Kane, and that's where the referee saw it. Moves him back another 10 yards to the 9.
2 tight ends on the set. Williams and Finner in the backfield. And it'll be Finner. And he does get outside. Nice spin move to about the 18-yard line. So he has 9 yards. It'll be second down and 1. Eddie Anderson with the tackle.
Well, a few years ago when Derek Fenner was at North Carolina, everybody anticipated that this was the man who is going to have a great career with big size. He's about 6'3", 230 pounds, and runs the 40 and 4.4. They've been waiting for him to emerge as a potential star, someone to carry the load now lost as a result of Plan B signing of the Rams of Kurt Warner.
And with Kurt Warner and, of course, the retirement of Steve Largent, a big part of the offense is no longer here for Seattle.
A lot of people trying to pick up the slack.
And here is Finner again. This time he comes inside, and he'll pick up the first down. He gets 3 yards to the 21. And Tom Benson makes the tackle. And the crowd reaction to the first down. In case you just joined us, Jeff Jager with a 49-yard field goal. And the Raiders lead Seattle by a score of 3-0. With just under 10 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Tommy Kane is the flanker on the left side, a little play action. And the swing pass out of the backfield to John L. Williams.
What a hit Brian Blades put on Ricky Ellison to free John L. Williams in the flat. That was some block that he put on Ricky. Normally you don't think of wide receivers as being big blockers, but he put a big hit. You'll get a chance to see it here on the left of your screen. Play action fake now as a result of the 3 straight running plays. Craig looks in the flat, and there's John L. Now you'll see Ricky Ellison in pursuit. He doesn't see Brian Blades. Bang! Right there. Down he goes. Sweet feet by John L. Gets him a few more yards.
Jerry Robinson in with a tackle, gain of 9, second down and 1. Finner and Williams in the backfield. And here's John L. for the first down. 4 yards to the 34-yard line. Let's check the 10-minute ticker.
Well, Miami defeated Buffalo. Buffalo had won 6 straight going into that game. Detroit stops Atlanta's momentum with a 7-point victory in the battle of the run and shoots. And Chicago wins a big one over Green Bay by the count of 31-13. The Jets are showing that they're for real after almost taking Cincinnati to the end and almost defeating them last week. They beat Cleveland by 3. And Jim Everett throws for 4 touchdowns in the Ram victory. New England wins and Phoenix with a surprise upset over Philadelphia, now 0-2. Early scores there that you see.
And here the Raiders lead the Seahawks by a score of 3-0. John Elway a counter to the left side, and he pops open, and he's got 4 yards. Eddie Anderson with the tackle.
You know, this doesn't look too terribly exciting, but right now this is exactly what Seattle wants to do. 2-3 plays and getting a first down. If they can come up 2nd and 5, 2nd and 4, they're going to be in good shape because that's going to give them a lot more momentum, and they don't have to be as predictable as they were last week against the Bears.
And this is what they do and have done so well over the years under this man, Chuck Knox.
Yeah, that's right. The nickname is, as you and I both know, was Ground Chuck. I don't know if the evolution to Air Charles is going quite so smoothly, do you?
It didn't last week. And they like it extra lean. Well, I tell you, speaking of extra lean, their head coach is. He lost 63 pounds in the offseason. Touchback. He's going to lose a couple of yards.
Well, both he and Art Shell were on the slim fast diet. Now Chuck is down to 175 pounds. I can't say that Art is necessarily extra lean, Charlie, but he did lose some 43 pounds to get down to 295. Great run support here by Lionel Washington as he sees right away that it's a run. He comes up. That's what you call the ankle tackle on Jamal Williams, and Lionel's plenty excited about it.
6 feet even, 185 pounds in his 8th year in the league. 4 wide receivers now for Seattle as they go to what they call the spread, 3rd down and 7. Scansey is in motion. The blitz is picked up. Drags her downfield. Brian Blades holds on to it as he is really nailed by Lionel Washington. Now a flag came flying just as the pass was made. If the play stands, it's enough for the first down. They needed 7, they got 11. And it'll be holding against the Raiders, so Seattle will have the first down.
You know, for years here in Seattle, Charlie.
Holding, number 48, defense. Penalty declined, first down.
It seems like they've been trying to get rid of Dave Craig. They've talked about trades, they've talked about making moves, but you can never debate Dave Craig's courage. He stands there right in the face of the rush from Jerry Robinson, puts it right on the numbers to Brian Blades. Nice play by Craig.
First down for the Seahawks at their own 48-yard line. They started this drive at their own 9. 6:25 and counting, time remaining first quarter. Raiders lead at 3-0. Kane is in motion. Swing pass right side, Finner. And Finner he may have the first down. They'll mark it at the 41-yard line. Tom Benson with the tackle.
Craig's doing a good job of mixing the plays and getting the short passes to the backs. He has excellent receivers in both John L. Williams and Finner coming out of the backfield. Here you see in motion, he's able to take the corner to the other side of the field. He looks downfield, but right away he goes to Finner and gives him a chance in the open field to make a move. Right there, he cuts between both Benson and Gary Wright to get the first down.
And you saw Dave Craig talking with Jerry McBride because he was punished right after he released it, and he thinks he needs a little more protection than he's been getting from the referee. So we'll keep our eye on that. First down at the Raider 41-yard line. Finner, and a flag is down. The play will go to the 37-yard line if it stands. Lionel Washington with the tackle.
They're going to call holding. Jerry called it right away. He saw it in the middle of the pile. I believe it was Brian Millard.
Holding, number 54, offense, first down.
That's the center, Grant Fiesel. But he's next to Brian Millard.
Yeah, good point. That was close. That's a big center, too. 6'7" tall.
2 for 15 and 3 for 29, and we're not quite 10 minutes into the ballgame. Seattle at their own 49-yard line. Blades goes wide to the far side. And a double tight end set. And Ron Heller with good hands is the motion man, but he is to block. Finner slips a tackle. Barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and 20, and Benson again was there waiting for it.
Howie Long was the one that made the play, though. Howie Long was able to defeat the block and get in the backfield, really create the problems for Derek Fenner. Howie has done an outstanding job. His first game, he's able to get 6 tackles, 2 sacks, cause and recover a fumble. And I think a lot of people were concerned over the fact that the last 3 years maybe Howie was getting by in reputation.
Was he?
Well, I think what happens a lot of times is that he had some nagging injuries and there were some problems that he had that a lot of people didn't know about that he didn't mention. And I think another thing that makes a difference, seriously, Charlie, is that he turned 30. He wants to prove that 30 is not too old. He's doing just that.
Child. He's a mere child of 30. Play action fake. John L. Williams to the 37-yard line. A gain of 14. It'll be 3rd down and 6. Mike Harden with the tackle.
This is a standard play in almost every offensive repertoire now in the NFL. It's called the counter boot. You have the misdirection where you have the halfback going one direction. You see John L. Williams cut underneath the quarterback, and there's no linebacker there with him. The tight end shields Jerry Robinson. He's got open field. He gets a big gain. McNeil did a good job there keeping Robinson away.
And now for Seattle, the big play of the drive. 3rd down and 6. They started back on their own 9. 4 wide receivers. They go with the spread. And they hand off to John L. with 3 lead blockers, and he has the 1st down. Chuck Knox is no longer predictable.
No, that was a play where they're in their spread formation and they had their tight end Travis McNeil come in and wham the defensive end. Here you get a chance to see right at the top of your screen. You're going to get a chance to see Travis McNeil just whack Scott Davis. And right there you got the 2 men leading out front, and John L's got a lot of real estate. Good blocks out there by Millard that allow him to get the gain in the 1st down.
Edwin Bailey, Brian Millard, and Ron Mattis all pulling. And time of possession this drive is now past 8 minutes. Another thing that Chuck Knox wants to do.
If this is exactly what the doctor ordered for the Seattle Seahawks. If they could have had a prescription written, this would have been it, an 8-minute drive.
And Howie Long makes contact. It'll be encroachment across the neutral zone, making contact prior to the ball being snapped.
Encroachment foul. Number 75, defense. 1st down.
One of the things that Howie Long does best is anticipating the snap count. Here he ends up guessing wrong and he can't get back. But that's the kind of play that defensive coaches like, strangely enough. They say that that's an aggressive play because for every offsides Howie gets, he feels like he's going to get 1 or 2 tackles for loss.
This is the 12th play of the drive. First and 5. Here is Finner. He makes a couple of good moves as he gets to the hole. He picks up 4 to the 18. Harden with the tackle. And it'll be 2nd down and 1. Interesting. 2nd and 1, 18-yard line. Do you go to the end zone here?
No, I don't think so. Oh boy, I hate being cliche, but I got to bring it up. Old Bum Phillips said you dance with who brung you, and so far the running game and conservative short passes is what's got him there. We'll have a cliche fest later on, okay?
Oh yeah, we're off to a good start. Craig in the drive, 4 for 4 for 45 yards. Here is John L. And that dance card was full.
Thomas Benson, good play. Made him right in the hole.
And it'll be 3rd down and still a yard to go for the 1st down.
Thomas Benson is one of the people that's definitely contributed defensively from Plan B.
Is an eligible receiver. 64 is eligible.
And the reason for that is because the Seahawks only have 2 tight ends on the roster, so the 3rd man has to be ineligible.
That's Derek Grills.
As I was mentioning, both inside backers, Thomas Benson and Ricky Ellison, were brought via the Plan B route. They've done a good job in the middle for the Raiders.
2 for 2 on 3rd down conversions on the drive, and it's not there.
It'll be interesting what they give him for 2nd effort. Bob Golick did an excellent job of plugging the hole, but he was able to spin off, and a lot of it is the mark of the official. One of those subjective things, Charlie. From this vantage point, it looks awfully close. He's got to get to just beyond the 18-yard line. You know, we're talking about play.
I don't think so.
You don't think they got it?
No. You? No, I don't think so.
No, it doesn't. Where they marked it right there is right on the 18. I think you're right. We're talking about Plan B.
About a football length short.
That's right.
Oh, a little more than that.
You know, we're talking about Plan B free agents, Charlie. People have to wonder about Ricky Ellison after getting 2 Super Bowl rings in 2 consecutive years for the San Francisco 49ers. Why the heck he'd leave and come to the Raiders? But he did, and he's very happy about it.
Seattle now has held the ball 10.5 minutes in this drive. And Norm Johnson will go for the tie. Jeff Kemp to hold. Michael Morris is the snapper. And that is his sole job for the Seahawks. He had some trouble in the snaps in preseason. They solved that. They got Michael Morris to do the snapping.
Crucial job in the NFL. You can last a long time in this league snapping for punts and field goals.
Just outside the 25 from 35 yards away, and it is no good. So Norm Johnson misses. Raiders still lead 3-0. Grant Fiesel was the snapper on this, and it was a good snap.
Well, there's nothing wrong with it other than the fact that he pushes it just a little bit to the right of the crossbar. Norm Johnson last year had his poorest season in his career. He was 15 for 25, which is only 60%. And you can tell right there he's a little bit frustrated by that.
So the Raiders take over, still leading 3-0 on Jeff Jager's 49-yard field goal with 25 seconds to go in the first at their own 20-yard line. That drive for Seattle, they held the ball 10 minutes and 59 seconds. And here's Steve Smith.
And 14 plays, too. It's got to be a little bit frustrating to come away empty in a situation like that. I'm sure that the Seahawks wanted to get some points because naturally now they're going to second-guess themselves with a 4th and only a couple of inches and going for the field goal.
Tony Woods makes the tackle. We'll let the clock run out. And that is the end of the first quarter here at the Kingdom. Time of possession, 13 minutes plus for Seattle, just under 2 for Los Angeles. Marcus Allen carrying, 2nd and 5 from the 25. He picks up a couple of yards to the 27. And it'll be 3rd down and 3. First quarter time of possession.
Well, as you know, as Mark Twain used to say, there are lies, damn lies, and statistics. You take a look at that, and you think that Seattle was way ahead, but not so. They came away empty on that last drive, and you got to be a little bit frustrated if you're Dave Craig because you're 4 for 4. You're practically perfect. I guess that is perfect.
That is perfect. That's perfect.
Okay, good point.
3rd and 3. Schrader, 1 of 2 passes for 29 yards. And it's pulled down. He's got the first down.
It's a nice adjustment by Jay Schrader there. He wanted to go upfield, and he ended up throwing off his back foot. He fades back a little bit and second guesses himself and is able to get the ball to Willie Gault. That's a mark of a good quarterback.
And Willie picks up 11 on the first down.
They have kind of a bracket situation here with Willie Gault, and he cuts to the inside. That's actually pretty good coverage, but a nice catch by Willie Gault. But the play was made by Jay Schrader in the backfield. Nice play. Willie Gault with an amazing average per catch, 24.6. But it's the numbers a little bit deceiving. In 2 years, he's only been able to come up with 44 catches.
Here's Steve Smith. And Steve is going to lose a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 11. The ball now at the 38-yard line. And now for an update.
Charlie, here's the situation in San Diego. Billy Joe Tolliver in, Mark Vlasic out. Vlasic benched after last week's loss at Dallas. Here's Tolliver restored to starter status. He goes 17 yards to Joe Caravello. Earlier, he had hit Ronnie Hartman from 36. They missed the extra point after the second one, lead 13-0.
Did we upcut, Bob? All right, we are back. Here's Marcus to the 40-yard line. So the Seahawk defense closing down. It'll be 3rd down and 9. Tony Woods and Joe Nash were there for Seattle.
This is certainly what Seattle wants to do. Last week, Jay Schrader only threw for 118 yards despite the fact that there were numerous drops. And so Seattle wants to put the Raiders into passing situations like this here at 3rd and 9.
Tom Catlin, the defensive coordinator for the Seahawks with their defensive signals, looks a little like Santa Claus with his new beard.
It does.
2-time All-America linebacker at the University of Oklahoma.
This century?
Early this century.
Okay.
Dallas with the draw. Two would-be tacklers. A flag is down. He has stopped way short of the first down. Robert Blackman, the rookie from Baylor, the #2 draft choice, was there for Seattle.
Tony Woods got in there very fast. In fact, a little bit too quick, it appeared from my vantage point. I think that they might call him from offsides.
The flag was dropped at the 39-yard line, and they're holding a discussion now at the 40.
We have a false start on the offense. The play does not count. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
False start is an automatic call. Doesn't make any difference whether the whistle was blown or not. If they call that at the time, then the play is nullified. The play never did happen. And it's an automatic penalty. You cannot refuse a penalty. And so you mark out the 5 yards, and they'll get the 3rd down over. This time, it will be 3rd down and 14.
Well, Rory Graves did flinch a little bit, but it appeared to me that Tony Woods was at least definitely encroaching.
There's some leaning back, yes. Both of the tackles were rocking back a little.
He was legitimate.
Yep.
He was quick.
3rd and 14. Notice how the line, they're passing it on. Going to and audible at the line of scrimmage. Against the noise here, they have to pass it on. Jay told us he was worried about that. He's going to go for it. He'll go out of bounds. 40-yard line. He gets 5. It'll be 4th down and 9. Harper was chasing him.
Good secondary coverage by the Seahawks. They had everybody covered.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say that Jay does the right thing in running out of bounds, because if he'd have thrown downfield, there was a chance for an interception. And the crowd's already starting to get into this game.
Jeff Gossett will be kicking. James Jefferson, coming off a bit of a calf injury, is the return man. Good kick. And it goes out of bounds. Let's see where they mark it. Between the 23 and the 24-yard line. We've got a timeout. Raiders have the lead. Time remaining in the first half. Jeff Jager for the Raiders with a 49-yard field goal. Let's check the other scores in the ticker.
Well, San Francisco has a field goal lead there in the second quarter. San Diego has 2 touchdown passes by Billy Joe Tolliver, as Bob Costas mentioned, replacing Mark Vlasic there in San Diego. The Giants with an early touchdown lead over the Cowboys, and Minnesota 3-zip over the Saints.
And here the score: the Los Angeles Raiders 3, the Seattle Seahawks 0. Jeff Jager with a 49-yard field goal. Norm Johnson missed from 35 yards away. Greg with a perfect afternoon so far, 4 of 4, 45 yards.
Very good. Perfect. Not practical.
Got it. Game is in motion. And Derek Finner is out to the 29-yard line. So he has 5. It'll be 2nd down and 5. And Seattle, just as they did on the earlier drive, Mike Harden with that last tackle, starting off the same way. They want to stay on the ground 4 or 5 yards at a crack, use up the clock, keep possession. They want to keep the Raider offense off of the field, and then they want to control the game that way.
And if Derek Finner continues to run the way he's been running, they will not have musical backs there in the backfield. He will be their permanent halfback. He could go from 3rd string to 1st string in 1 week.
Yes, he can. John L. Williams. Give him 2 yards to the 31. It'll be 3rd down and 3. Tom Benson, who has been very active in the ballgame, makes the tackle. And now the Seahawks will show their spread with 4 wide receivers. They gained only 42 yards in the spread last week, 23 plays. Now, they had a total of only 44 plays in that ballgame. They used the spread half the time, and as everyone knows, it was not successful.
Well, as one columnist here in Seattle put it, they called it the gun and groan.
First down to Brian Blade.
Well, in this case, you're going to call it with a gun and cheer. You get a chance to take a 3-step drop to avoid the pass rush. That's one of the things that Dave Craig told us that he had to do, was to take quick drops. Here we'll see Brian Blades looks to the inside, a little out move, cuts inside of Lionel Washington, and Lionel gets picked. Brian Blades wide open in the middle of the field, makes a couple of yards after the catch. It's imperative for Dave Craig to be able to do that because the pass rush of the Raiders was something that was formidable last week. They want to keep them from pinning their ears back and coming on 7-step drops, hence the reason why Dave Craig is taking 3- and 5-step drops to get the ball off quicker.
16 yards to the 47-yard line. Blades said that last week the timing was not there. Here apparently, so far at least, it is. Comeback by Tommy Kane. At the Raiders' 39-yard line. 14 yards and a first down. And now let's go to NFL Live and Bob Costas.
Charlie, about 45 minutes ago in Philadelphia, here's the way the season's biggest upset to date ended. Al Del Greco, his third field goal of the fourth quarter, a 42-yarder with less than half a minute to play, down 14-0 at one point. The Cardinals, who were 2 touchdown underdogs, beat the Eagles in Philly 23-21. Charles?
That is, you're right, Bob. That is the upset.
For a team that many touted to be possibly Super Bowl contenders, that's a long ways away there now at 0-2.
Derek Finner, the ball carrier. Gain of a couple of yards on the play to the 37. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Golick and Mike Wise on the tackle for Los Angeles.
A lot of pressure on that man right there, John Becker. John is the one that came in for the first time, really decided that they're going to institute some of the run and shoot, which is now prevalent throughout the National Football League. So he's taken a lot of the heat for last week's passing performance, which for Dave Craig was 12 for 27 and a mere 91 yards. John Becker said they're going to mix it up this time, and they're going to do a lot better, and obviously so far they have.
Craig rolls, throws, passes complete to Ron Heller, the tight end. First down inside the 50.
Well, Ron Heller is a terrific story, Charlie. He's now utilized Plan B twice. The first time he left the San Francisco 49ers to go to the Atlanta Falcons. Then he went from the Falcons now to the Seahawks. And this man, Charlie, Ron Heller, is from Clark Fork, Idaho, population 449. And the only reason I mention that is because of the fact that the youngsters that are watching at home have to say to themselves, hey, just because I'm in a small town doesn't mean I can't make the National Football League.
14-yard line. John Hill comes back against the grain. We'll give him 4 to the 10. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Mike Harden, the strong safety, makes the tackle. And the clock continues to move. 7 minutes, 10 seconds left in the second quarter.
Mike Harden was a former cornerback of the Denver Broncos. There you get to see a very slimmed-down Chuck Knox. Harden, acquired after he was waived by the Broncos, done a good job at strong safety for the Raiders.
8th play of the drive, 2nd and 6. Tommy Kane wide to the far side. Blades is wide to the near side. And Finner goes to the 7. So it'll be 3rd down and still 3 to go. Benson and Wise on the tackle.
The field is cut down in this situation, so they might not be totally effective throwing the ball, but they are going to put pressure on the defense because they don't know which way at 3rd and 3. It'll be interesting to see if they do go to their spread situation here, which normally in the middle of the field at 3rd and 3, that's what they would go to. But they're not going to. They're going to stay with their standard set. It'll be interesting to see what he calls.
Blades to the right side, Kane to the near side, 3rd down 3. Play action fake. First down.
I'm not so sure.
I'm not either. I thought that he had it. If he doesn't go up, if Craig doesn't go up with the arm fake and keeps the ball down, I think he would have picked it up.
That's a big play by Jerry Robinson. You're absolutely right. It appeared that he had the first down. Jerry Robinson pushes him back, and now once again, after a long, long drive, the crowd is going to boo the decision to go for the field goal. It's a naked bootleg here where he has the option to pass and run, and right here he sees that he can get the first down. He cuts up here. Right there he should have slid. Instead he cuts outside, gets hit. That was a bad decision on Craig's part, but he figured he had the first down already.
From the 12, a 22-yard field goal for the tie. And this one is good. So Norm Johnson ties it up. 3-3. We're back with 5 minutes and 8 seconds to go in the first half in a very quick ball game. Norm Johnson, who just kicked the 22-yard field goal to tie it up, will be kicking off with Jamie Holland and Ron Brown. The deep backs on the return, and you got a quick look at the ticker before the kicker.
What inning is that Minnesota-New Orleans game in?
Here's Ron Brown on the return. And the speedster is just out to the 20-yard line. We'll take a timeout. 4:59 left to go. Second quarter. We are tied at 3. Raiders with the ball. First down at their own 20. Schrader with a play-action fake. Looks deep, and then he goes sliding down at the 26, maybe the 27-yard line. Terry Wooden was moving up. They'll give him 6 yards to the 26.
You know, Charlie, one of the classic, I think one of the words that is one of the biggest curses, especially in sports, is that 9-letter word, potential. You look on the roster of the Raiders, you see Fernandez, a 1,000-yard pass catcher. You see Marcus Allen with a 1,000-yard rusher. You see Jay Schrader go down there for 6 yards. And everybody keeps waiting for this offense to explode. They're putting all the pressure on Jay Schrader. But the game isn't played on paper. You got to do it on the field. And so far, they haven't been able to get anything going offensively.
Second down. Schrader almost dropped the ball. It's going to be incomplete. He was going to Willie Gault.
Patrick Hunter did a nice job batting that ball away. He saw that comeback coming. He knew that Willie wasn't going up, and when he started his steps here, you're going to get a chance to see that Patrick reads his feet very well. He's looking to the backfield. Right there, he knows that he's not going up. Good quickness there on the turf, and he cuts right in front, makes the play. Good play by Patrick Hunter.
And it'll be third down.
It's a game of quick feet when you're a cornerback. That ability to make the breaks when they make the breaks. Take a chance that the quarterback's going to throw when he throws.
Here's Greg Bell. And Bell slips through for the first down.
Big first down for the Raiders. Greg Bell's statistics are impressive over the last 2 years. In that period of time, he has rushed for over 2,300 yards and an NFL high 31 touchdowns. And that's something that I think Al had in mind when he signed him away, or rather traded for him from the Rams. Greg Bell at 5'10", 210 pounds, a durable back, someone that you can count on time in and time out. But he needs some playing time to be effective, as does Marcus. That's the reason why musical backs doesn't seem to make much sense.
And he picks up 10. Schrader goes deep, has a man open behind the secondary. And it's Willie Gault. Gault had a couple of steps on Patrick Hunter. 45 yards.
Well, that's a case where Willie Gault's speed and Patrick Hunter guessing wrong. He cuts inside right here. He thinks it's a slant, and Willie Gault is just too fast for Patrick Hunter. Now, Willie Gault right here makes sure that he doesn't drop it. Right there, he might have been able to catch his stride in his hands, but he decides to have his body cushion it. So as you looked at that and you said to yourself, gee, why didn't Willie Gault catch that in stride and run? The reason is with the dive, he's able to cushion the ball with his body and assure himself of making the catch.
And a first down at the Seattle 17-yard line. Flags are down. Schrader has a free play. It's intercepted, but Seattle was offside. Como has the interception. They're going to call it back.
Fortunately for Jay Schrader, it appeared that Jacob Green encroached.
There it is.
Offside. Number 79, defense. First down.
Jacob Green.
Trying to anticipate the count a little bit right here. You can see Jacob right there at the far left of your screen jump off clearly off sides. fortunately for the Raiders.
So the ball goes to the 12-yard line, and it's 1st down and 5. Schrader, 305, 87 yards. The big one, that 45-yarder to Willie Gall. Greg Bell.
Stopped by Eugene Robinson and Darren.
As we're creeping up on the 2-minute mark, Eugene Robinson, the free safety, made the tackle. He told us yesterday, you can intimidate speed, and you do it by hitting. 2-minute warning. We are tied at 3. We'll be home. The Raiders will go with 3 tight ends. Number 64, Todd Pete, a guard, will be the 3rd tight end. He becomes an eligible receiver. Why 3 tight ends, 1st and goal at the 5?
I don't think that makes much sense, Charlie. And right there, Jay Schrader agrees. He's gonna go over and talk it over with Art and Terry.
All right, that gives us an opportunity to talk it over. First charge timeout to the Raiders. We are tied 3-3. Here is Greg Bell. 1st and goal at the 5, and he has a yard.
Charlie, during that timeout, they huddled together and decided that they did want to go with the 3 tight end situation. But what that does is that constricts the offense. Take a look right here. It jams everything up. And Greg Bell has to cut to the outside, and there's no place to go. They shut him off there. If they're able to spread it out a little bit, then they're going to give him a few more gaps to move with, because it's already constricted enough as it is on the 5-yard line.
And number 96, the rookie from Miami, Cortez Kennedy, was there to kind of fold over everybody. And it's 2nd down and goal to go. Marcus Allen and Steve Smith are the running back. And it's Marcus, and he'll go to about the 2. Where it will be 3rd down and goal to go. And we're moving on the 1-minute mark, time remaining.
No, Charlie, I wonder if it's a little bit of machismo here. It's like we're going to line up, and if we can humiliate you or intimidate you by out-physicaling you inside the 5-yard line, now that's going to bode well in the second half. But now they have a crucial 3rd down situation. If they run into the line and don't get it, they're going to have to kick the field goal.
You look for a play-action pass?
Yeah, I think so.
But they've got 3 tight ends.
Look for Horton to the corner of the end zone.
Over the top. Raiders say yes, Seattle says no, and we do not have a signal from the officials. As Allen went up and then came back.
Well, if there's no signal, you know that it's not a touchdown. Right there, you see him holding up the fist, and it is 4th down.
And the clock is still running. The Raiders with a couple of timeouts remaining, and now they'll take one of them. And it's going to be 4th down and goal to go. And we'll be back in just another look. Marcus Allen, the ball has to break the plane. He reaches out with his hand, that breaks the plane, but the ball does not.
And he took off with his dive from the 4-yard line. I know he's got a little bit of vertical jump, and I've certainly seen him do that before, but he ain't no Michael Jordan.
4th and goal, half a yard out.
I would imagine they do the same thing. They gain nearly 2 yards on that one, and all they have to make here is about 10 inches. My guess is they're going to try the exact same thing. Say, we're coming, try and stop us. You got to love it, though, all or nothing. Just as we called it, we guess that they're going to give Marcus one more try, but right there, a great play in the middle by Darren Como. He stops his momentum, and then Jenkins right on top. He sticks the ball over, but he's down. That's not going to count. That's going to give Seattle some terrific momentum heading into half. And you certainly have to question the play calling of the Raiders on that one.
And there's Darren Como. And has made the play of the afternoon for Seattle.
You know, Charlie, my guess is somewhere around the 5-yard line when they had their 3 tight ends, they just said, we can get it in on 4 tries. Here we get a chance to see Como right at the same time as Marcus meets him right in midair. And Jenkins falls on top of him to assure the fact that he's not going to get over the goal line. Right there you see he's down, and he sticks the ball over, but that's too late. His momentum has already been stopped. Good call by the official.
5 seconds left to go in the first half. Seattle has to be careful they don't get a safety, so they just kind of scrunch it. It's a short snap, and time runs out in the first half. We are tied at 3-3 here in the Kingdome. Let's go across the country to NFL Live and Bob Costas. Bob?
Okay, Charlie, we're stopping off here at the studio in New York just long enough to say that I'll be rejoined by Will McDonough and O.J. Simpson. We'll give you all the scores and highlights. But first, a bit of business to take care of. So we'll step aside and come back. These are all finals, which we'll give you at the start here in Miami at Joe Robbie Stadium. Don Shula's Dolphins take their record to 2-0. First time they've opened with victories in their first 2 games since '84. 2 one-yard touchdown runs by Sammy Smith. They beat Buffalo easily 30-7. Jerry Glanville, a former Lion assistant, returns to Detroit, but at the Pontiac Silverdome, it was Rodney Peete and Barry Sanders who did the job. Peete with 2 touchdown passes, Sanders with this jitterbugging 17-yard scoring run. Detroit wins it at home, 21-14. Both these clubs are 1-1. Anthony Dilweg, the NFC's Offensive Player of the Week a week ago in the Green Bay win over the Rams, couldn't get it done against Chicago. Jim Harbaugh did for the Bears, hit Ron Morris with his 40-yarder. Neil Anderson scored 2 touchdowns. Bears win 31-13. Bruce Coslett denied victory last week in Cincinnati when the Jets came close. Did get the win today. Big day for the veteran Freeman McNeil. Catches this pass from Ken O'Brien and zigzags his way through everybody just about. Pushed out at the 1. Brad Baxter scored on the next play. Browns rallied late, but the Jets hung on and won at home. 24-21, both clubs 1-1. After losing to Green Bay last week, John Robinson saw his team jump all over Tampa Bay today. 4 touchdown passes for Jim Everett, 2 of them to this man, Robert Del Pino. The defenders go down. Del Pino stays up. Testaverde, a bad day. Bobby Humphrey took an interception back for a touchdown against him. Now we move on to the Hoosier Dome, dubbed the House of Frustration, because it's been nothing but pain for Colt fans. Jeff George was intercepted 4 times today. Here's one of them. Ronnie Lepet picks it off. George, disgusted, did throw a touchdown pass late, but it wasn't enough. Patriots win by 2. Do you believe this? Less than 30 seconds to go. Al Del Greco, bingo from 42 yards out. Joe Bugle celebrates. His Cardinals a 2-touchdown underdog, come from behind after trailing 14-0. Del Greco kicks 3 field goals in the 4th quarter. Phoenix with the upset of the year thus far. They beat the Eagles 23-21 at Veterans Stadium. The Eagles open the year at 0-2, and both those losses to divisional opponents. Now let's move on to scores of games already in progress. I'll find them. Stick with me. Here we are. Here's Phoenix, Philadelphia. That's the last one. That brings us to Raiders, Seattle, the game you're watching, which is tied at 3 at halftime. San Francisco with Montana hitting both Rice and Taylor for touchdowns in front late in the 2nd quarter at Candlestick, 17-3. Cincinnati playing at San Diego. The Chargers switch from Mark Vlasic to Billy Joe Tolliver at quarterback. Tolliver throws 2 touchdown passes in the first half. Here's a look at the first one. Ronnie Harmon, the former Buffalo Bill who left Buffalo, and it was good riddance as far as the Bills were concerned. Harmon trying to carve out a niche in San Diego, makes the catch, and look at this terrific run. It covers 36 yards for the touchdown, and San Diego leads 7-0. Then it's Joe Caravello catching this one. They missed the extra point. They led 13-0. Cincinnati later got a touchdown, Esiason 10 yards to James Brooks, and when Jim Breach kicked the extra point, it meant he had scored at least 1 point in 151 consecutive games. That ties the NFL record held by Minnesota's former kicker, Fred Cox. The Giants are playing in Dallas. Phil Simms has a 4-yard touchdown run. Otis Anderson, the ageless one, went over from a yard out. Alexander Wright, a 90-yard kickoff return for a touchdown following a second Giant TD. That accounts for the Dallas scoring, but the boys trail at home 14-7. And Minnesota has the lead over New Orleans. Morton Anderson just kicked a Saint field goal, so they're on the board. The score there is 8-3. John Fourcade was shaken up earlier He had been sacked for a safety. He was shaken up after that and replaced by the former Viking Tommy Kramer, at least temporarily. So Kramer in at quarterback against his old mates. O.J., your impression of this first half with the Raiders and Seahawks even up at 3?
Well, first, I disagree with Todd Christensen. I thought it was a good call on the goal line that they went for the touchdown. This is an offense that hasn't scored a touchdown in 6 quarters now, and I think psychologically they needed to get the ball in. I think they're pretty lucky at this point, Will, because it's 3-3, and I think they've been outplayed in the first half. They were lucky that Dave Craig down on the 4-yard line had a first down, decided to break outside, didn't get the first down on 3rd down, and that may have kept Seattle out of the end zone, away from 7 points anyway.
Bob, I think the only time you don't go for it down there is at this point in the game. I mean, when you're late in the game and you get a chance to win the ball game and you're down the 6-inch line, that's when you kick the field goal and win the game. At this point, for the sake of your own team, you got to try to get the touchdown and forget the field goal. So I think it was a good call, even though they didn't make it.
You know, I remember a play around 1976. Might have been the NFC Championship game. It was late in the playoffs. And Chuck Knox was the coach of the Los Angeles Rams. Tom Dempsey was his field goal kicker. Great long kicker, bad on the short ones. He'd missed a bunch of extra points that year. They were down at the 1-yard line, in effect an extra point kind of kick in a 4th down situation early in the game in Minnesota on an icy field. And Pat Hayden is his quarterback. You got to figure they're not going to get that many chances to score a touchdown in this game. They'll be in field goal position by accident a lot with change of possession and whatnot. He goes for the field goal, even though Minnesota was the best kick-blocking team in the league at that time. Bingo, the kick is blocked. I think Nate Wright blocked it. Bobby Bryant picks it up, gallops 90 yards for the touchdown. And Minnesota wins the game and goes to the Super Bowl.
Is the moral of the story that's how Chuck Knox ended up coaching him in Buffalo?
Exactly. Exactly my point. The moral is if you got a chance to go for it, unless a field goal wins the game, go for the darn thing.
Yeah, and in this case, this is an offense that sorely needs to know that they can score touchdowns. Once again, it's, last week they didn't score at all, even though they won 14-0. And this week, it's 2 quarters now they haven't scored.
Real quick, Will.
Okay, Lansford's going to kick a field goal for the Rams, and John Robinson, usually very conservative, decides to fake it from the 1-yard line and goes for it, and they don't make it. Lansford runs over the bench and said, "Coach, why did you do that?" And Robinson looked at Lansford and says, "I thought I was out of your range."
You got to have a ready retort, and we're back after these messages from your local stations.
This 3-3. I think one of the significant statistics for the Seahawks, which bodes well, is the fact that Dave Craig is 7 for 7. He has yet to have an incomplete pass.
And Jamie Holland returns the kickoff. And he's out across the 20-yard line. However, the way and the way that Seattle is playing, you would have to say that time of possession has been very important to their game plan, because of what they wanted to do was hold the ball, long drives, to keep the offense of the Raiders with the long strike potential off of the field.
That's exactly right. In the first drive, they went 3 downs and punted, and then the last 2 drives, they ate up most of that 19 minutes plus that you saw on the graphic. So if the game continues to go the way it's going, you'd have to say it's in Seattle's favor.
Raiders from their own 22-yard line. And Marcus Allen, who they ended the first half with, comes out to open the second half, and he picks up a first down after a gain of 12 yards.
Well, I've watched Marcus Allen do this numerous times over the course of his career. He cuts in there, it looks like there's nothing, and all of a sudden he does that 360 move right here, and he makes you miss. Right there, if he can get past Eugene Robinson, he might go the distance. But he did a good job of making the first defender miss, and that's the mark of an excellent back.
Slot formation, left side, first down. And here's Marcus again. And he's got 3 yards to the 38. Second down and 7. Jacob Green with the tackle. And speaking of Jacob Green, a very costly offsides call against him in that drive, which was finally stopped at the goal line because Como had picked off the interception and the play was nullified. So it ended up not hurting the Seahawks, and he has to breathe a deep sigh of relief over that.
Como saved him twice with big plays, didn't he?
Second and 7. And here's Marcus. He's got the first down at the 46-yard line. He's got 8 yards on the play. Rufus Porter with the tackle.
One of the keys to the success of Marcus Allen is his vision. That was a straight sweep going to the right side, and they wanted him to go outside. but you get a chance to see that he sees the opening here cutting back. He follows his blocker here, and all of a sudden everybody's pursuit, and he cuts back there. And now people are going to debate as to whether or not Marcus Allen might have lost a step in speed. Maybe he has, but as far as his quickness and vision, no problem. He's still got it.
First down at the 46. Incomplete. Throwing behind Mervin Fernandez. And Jay really missed him. When we talked to Fernandez yesterday, he's a bit upset about an article in Sports Illustrated this week saying that talks about the great wide receivers of the Los Angeles Raiders and leaves his name out.
Well, you know what, Charlie? Last year, Mervin Fernandez had 1,069 yards on 57 catches, and with that, he had 9 touchdowns, which was twice as many as any other receiver on the team. He's the first wide receiver.
One of the few backs that can make that particular move, and that is dead stop, full head of speed, dead stop, looks, makes a cut back inside, saves maybe a couple of yards on the play.
Yeah, that's right, but it didn't do much good then. The pursuit was too fast.
And you notice the patch that he's got above his right eye. He had 10 stitches taken in the ballgame last week. Does that bother him? You talked to him.
No, I don't think so. A couple of years ago, I remember in a playoff game, he ended up getting a black eye and couldn't see out of his right eye, and so all he did was get 151 yards rushing against the Seahawks in the AFC Championship game. So Marcus is as tough as they come.
Third down and 10. Incomplete. Important, the intended receiver, Glasgow, had the coverage. And so this time the Seattle defense stops the run and then shuts down the pass. And Jeff Gossett will be kicking to James Jefferson.
One of the problems with all that speed that they have, Charlie, is right now they don't have a go-to guy, a receiver who is what you would call a possession receiver, the guy to go to when it's 3rd and 5 or 3rd and 6 or 3rd and 7. They have a lot of speed, but they don't have that go-to guy. And that's hurt their passing game.
And Jefferson, it bounces off him and it goes out of bounds. And so Seattle will take over. We've got a timeout and a tie game at 3-3. Mike Dial was down too quickly, and so the Raiders, with a 5-yard penalty, got to kick it over. And this one was good for 48 yards. Elvis Patterson was down very quickly for the Raiders, and so the Seahawks will take over at their own 10 or 11-yard line. Let's see where they spot it. They end up losing 11 yards on that exchange. They would have had it at the 22, and now it will be at the 11.
Yeah, but you know Jeff Gossett is happy because that helped his average.
Yes.
Don't think those punters don't keep track of that stuff. Plus, it's an inside the 20. It's a happy guy right there, 48-yarder, saying to himself, oh, yeah, you know, I angled it out there. I knew that was going to happen if I got a second chance.
The clock is stopped now with 11 minutes and 59 seconds, time remaining. We're in the third quarter in a ball game that is tied at 3-3. Jeff Jager with a 49-yard field goal for the Raiders. Norm Johnson missed from 35 yards out and then hit from 22 yards out. That's the 3-3 tie. And now let's check the Hertz 10-minute ticker.
Well, these are from the earlier scores. Miami is now undefeated at 2-0. Detroit evens its record at 1-1. And Chicago beats Green Bay at Green Bay's place by 18 points. Big win for the Bears, now also 2-0. The Jets are showing under Bruce Cozza that they're for real by defeating the Browns by 3. And Jim Everett's 4 touchdown passes led them to a 3-touchdown victory over the Bucs. New England wins by 2, and Phoenix with a big upset of the day, leaving Buddy Ryan's Eagles now at 0-2. At halftime, San Francisco has a 10-point lead. San Diego leads the Bengals by 2 in the second quarter. And the Giants with a touchdown lead at the half, and Minnesota 18-3 over New Orleans. That also a halftime score.
How surprised are you that Phoenix beat Philadelphia?
Very surprised.
I'm stunned.
Yeah, particularly over last week.
Yes.
I mean, it's like they didn't even show up against the Redskins. But again, the Eagles are having their problems. Maybe they miss Keith Jackson more than they realize. And you have to figure that, you know, Mike Quick had a number of surgeries and some injuries and some problems. And so the passing game for Philadelphia is something that they must have because, quite frankly, they don't have an effective running game.
11:59. Time remaining third quarter. Next week, NFL Live will start it all at 12:30, and then Miami Giants, Kansas City Green Bay, Pittsburgh Raiders, Seattle Denver. So check your local listings for the game and time in your area. And the Seahawks now from their own 11-yard line, first down. And John L. Williams Williams goes out to the 20-yard line. A gain of 9. It'll be 2nd and 1. Let's go to New York. Bob Costas.
All right, Charlie, at San Diego, Boomer Esiason's second touchdown pass of the day. Earlier, he hit James Brooks. Here he steps up into the pocket, zings a beauty to Eddie Brown, who lunges across, completing a 30-yard play. And the Bengals are back in the hunt, down by only 2, 16-14. Charles?
Thank you, Bob. And that's a matchup between two teams that can both make the playoffs or could make the playoffs.
Yeah, with the addition of 2 more teams in the playoffs in this in the NFL, you never know what's going to happen. I personally don't care for it because I think we're heading towards that hockey mentality a little bit, Charlie. Too many teams in the playoffs.
Donnell Williams for the first down. Bob Golick with the tackle.
But I think that's going to excite the local communities because as opposed to in a lot of situations.
Travis McNeil limping off.
I was going to say, as opposed to a lot of situations where teams that may be in the middle of October saying, hey, the season's over, now they say to themselves, hey, we get a 4 or 5 game winning streak, we could make it to the playoffs.
First down for the Seahawks at their own 22-yard line. So Ron Heller is now the tight end for Seattle. And Chadwick lined up in the backfield and then came wide to the near side, and the Seahawks were running out of time on the clock, and they take a timeout. We are tied at 3-3. Seattle at their own 22-yard line. Craig in the ball game, 7 of 7 for 98 yards. And now 8 of 8. And Ron Heller, the tight end, is on the receiving end. And they're going to mark him out at the 33. It'll be a first down. Mike Harden was chasing us.
Once again, Craig is staying with the conservative plays. Here you see he gets an outside release on Townsend, who lets him go, and he just runs into the flat. Mike Harden's playing back a little bit, but a little too far back. A little too much respect for the Clark Fork native speed, and as a result, he's able to tightrope up the sidelines and get the first down. I love that place, Clark Fork, Idaho.
You've been there?
No.
Ski resort?
But it looks good on the map. Northeast of Coeur d'Alene.
Derek Finner. And he is back to the line of scrimmage, and that's just about all that he is going to get. Mike Harden is there along with Greg Townsend. Townsend, number 93 for the Raiders in that defensive line. 6'3". When we talked to him last night, we asked him how much did he weigh, and he said too much.
That's right. Well, you know, he signed a new 2-year deal that'll pay him over $1 million a year, and he feels now he has the respect he deserves after leading the team in sacks over the last 4 seasons. His nickname is Town Sack.
Second down. And Finner again. A couple of yards to the 35, and it'll be 3rd down and 8. And so now the defensive adjustments that the Raiders made during halftime paying off, as they now stop the ground game of the Seahawks and will force Seattle to go to the air, which is what they want to do. And Seattle will go to the spread with 4 wide receivers. Chuck Knox told us yesterday it is not our offense, it is just a part of our offense. And it's more of that this week than last week.
Well, he did have some new plays in the first half, but right now he's going to have to get a big first down here. Got a long ways to go, 3rd and long.
Complete to Chadwick, first down, 50-yard line, gain of 15.
This is a great throw by Dave Craig. Chadwick runs a slant in, and you get a chance. Gary Lewis tries to cut across and bat it down, but he isn't able to do it. Lewis is playing a little bit of a zone here. He comes back here, and right there he sees it. He dives and can't quite get a hold of it. Great throw by Dave Craig. Now, Craig, you can see he's having a perfect day. Look at this. Oh, yes. We got that 3rd down, sucker. That feels good. Also feels good to be 9 for 9.
9 for 9. Doran with the reception. With the tackle.
Charlie, we failed to mention a little bit earlier that Dave Craig has had some tremendous days against the Raiders. In the last 4 games alone, he's had 13 touchdown passes and only 3 interceptions.
Here is Spinner. Craig is now 10 for 10, another first down. 37-yard line of Los Angeles.
And that's what you want to get your running backs into. You want to get them into situations in the secondary where they can go one-on-one and make a guy miss. Here we'll see it's just a standard little flat route where he'll go out and turn around. Craig gets him the ball in the open spaces. He makes a cut inside of Mike Harden, and he's able to make the first down.
Travis McNeil is back in the ballgame at tight end. You saw him limping earlier. First down at the Raiders 37. 6:58 and counting. Time remaining. Third quarter. We are tied 3-3. And the reverse.
He's got a chance.
Brian Blade. Eddie Anderson with the tackle.
Eddie Anderson does a good job there of coming up. If Eddie Anderson isn't able to make that play, then that could be a long distance gainer. Coming in motion, Charlie, you just alluded to earlier whether or not they're going to come out with some new things. And right there, out of nowhere, after a couple of plays that were very conservative, they go to the reverse. Cuts inside, and as I say, Eddie Anderson comes up to make the play. Otherwise, could have been 6.
Gain of 9, 2nd and 1. Anderson, with the Seahawks in his rookie year, always likes to play well against Seattle, likes to prove that they made a mistake. Here's John L. for the first down. He's got it at the 25.
In the 2 long drives that Seattle had in the first half, Charlie, we noticed that they came up an awful lot in 2nd and 1, 2nd and 2, and 2nd and 3. And that really frustrates the defense because, as we mentioned at the outset, the Raiders are an attacking defense. Now at 2nd and 1 and 2nd and 2, they're forced to come back on their haunches because they don't know whether or not it's run or pass. Here Williams cuts inside. Good stop there in the middle by Ricky Ellison, but he still gets the first down.
At the 25-yard line, 10th play of the drive. Craig on the day is still 10 for 10 through the air. And on the draw, John L. steps away. Little stiff arm, first down. Harden and Anderson finally stop him.
One of the downsides of the attacking defense is the fact that you can over-pursue. This is a counter play that they give to John L. Williams, and they have everybody. It's a misdirection play, and you'll see some people that are going to run past it. Craig right there goes this way. Thomas Benson's the only one there. You see that the other linemen are going to the other side, and all of a sudden there's nothing but AstroTurf. Eddie Anderson comes up to force the play, but if Eddie Anderson and Mike Harden are making all the tackles, that means that the running game is successful because it's getting into the secondary.
6 first downs on the drive. Seattle's used more than 7 minutes of the clock. At the 14, first down. Flag is down, and Finner is the ball carrier. Clock is stopped now, 4:42. They're going to stop it at 4:40 with the flag.
Offside, number 93, defense, lined up in the neutral zone. First down, timeout.
That is Greg Townsend, who was called for the penalty, and Howie Long is down. And we have an injury timeout. And we'll break away. We are tied 3-3. We are back. Howie Long being assisted to the sideline. It is his right knee that they are looking at, and we will have a report for you. Back to play. 9-yard line, first down and 5 for Seattle. John L. Williams. Ball is loose. Edwin Bailey has it. The guard.
That's great.
To the 6.
And you know when he started to run, it reminded me of those old photos where they have the shot of the guy with the ball under his arm, styling with the stiff arm. Boy, he's happy as a clam, isn't he? He thinks that's great.
And the first time in league history that he has personally carried the ball.
Well, this is going to be funny because, you know, in the morning, check out this stiff arm. Oh, yeah, down you go.
Hey,
Next.
he gets one. He's got to work on it, though.
That's great. And you know as well as I do that he's going to check the stats of the morning paper to see 1 rush for 3 yards. That's great.
Second down and 2. John L. straight away. And he'll pick up the first down. That'll be first down and goal to go as they continue to work on Howie Long.
You know, my guess is that in practice next week, Edwin Bailey's going to go into the coach and say, look, if you're going to put in that Boomerooski, where they leave the ball on the ground and the guard gets it, it's got to be him. Edwin Bailey.
from the 2. Here's John L. The race to the corner. And he makes it.
Scott Davis actually overran the play. That was a great move by John L. Williams to cut inside for the touchdown, but because it appeared from our vantage point that they had it stopped.
Norm Johnson adds the point after, and are you ready for both ball clubs' first offensive touchdown of the year? Seattle.
Standard sweep to the right side with 3 tight ends blocking. And actually, the Raiders do a good job of stringing it out. You'll see Scott Davis fight off the block of the tight end, but right there he overruns it, and John L. Williams is able to break through the arm tackle and score.
Howie Long, we understand it's a right toe. That's really good news. That is good news that it is not the knee. Norm Johnson kicks on, and Brown will down it in the end zone. We've got a timeout. We'll be back in a moment to the Kingdom. Husky Stadium, and it's in effect here at the Kingdom. As Greg Bell gets the call, and now let's check the Hertz 10-minute ticker.
San Francisco still 10 points up in the third quarter. Both Boomer Esiason and Billy Joe Tolliver have thrown 2 touchdown passes apiece in the Cincinnati-San Diego game. The Giants are up by a touchdown, and Minnesota early in the third maintains its 15-point lead over the Saints.
And here in the Kingdom, it is Seattle 10 and the Los Angeles Raiders 3. With 2:18 left in the third quarter. And now the countdown. Greg Bell is in motion. Trader to throw. And I think he just kind of caught the turf, which you can do, and he stumbled a bit as he went down.
Well, he was looking downfield, but they had good coverage downfield, and as a result, he's forced to step up in the pocket. He's looking to his left, looking over for Willie Gault, but he's covered. Now he starts to cut up field right there, and sure enough, he does. Ooh, that's tough on your knee, too. That's tough. That's what AstroTurf will do sometimes. It'll just reach up and grab you. Jacob Green will be credited with the sack.
He now has 99 and a half in his career.
That's great. I always love to see guys on the north side of 30 do well.
Third down and 7. Schrader goes deep, single coverage, and it is caught. Yes.
Oh, my. This is close.
Fernandez with the reception.
You're going to get a chance to see the ball. He catches it, but then it slides down in his stomach on his waist as he's going out of bounds. This is awfully close to whether or not this is possession. You see right here, it's a little bit of an in move, and then he cuts up, and he's going to see right here. Now the ball is in the air. Now, does he have possession heading out? He's caught there. Now right there, he's juggling it a little bit as he steps on the line.
Steps on the line with his second foot. If they review it, which they will, or they should, then they're going to rule it incomplete.
If the Raiders are smart, they'd have a quick count right now.
No, the umpire steps in. Now they're going to review it, and they'll call it back. You always, in this case, and if you're at a game, watch the umpire. Now, he's the official that stands right behind the defensive line. He is the one who is in communication with this man. Now, the only thing that they can see so far is what we have shown them. So if we have some other replays, then we might want to show them some other replays. And here's a good one.
There's the catch. He has it. Now it's sliding down his stomach. Does he have possession there as he puts his foot on the line?
No. Second, he does not have 2 feet inbounds. Does not have 2 feet inbounds.
Now right there, he brings it up again. And they're not going to review it. Oh, no.
Oh, this is a major mistake. Why have instant replay?
Well, in that case, what are we talking about? We're talking about 2 feet in bounds, and clearly he did not have 2 feet in bounds, even when he so-called had possession. Definitely a break for the Raiders on that one.
Yes.
Right here, you'll see there's the catch, but where is possession?
There's 1 foot.
There's 1 foot. He still doesn't have possession, and the second foot is out of bounds.
Clearly, officials blow the call.
Now, can they run a play and come back? Once the play is run, there's no way they can change it,
My understanding is once the play has been run, then that's history. They cannot change it. And that was shown to the booth before the next play was run. And the Raiders were smart. They got out and got the play ran. They were ready to go.
You can see Jacob Green down there screaming and complaining, and sure enough,
yeah, he's got a valid complaint.
He wants it back. We're showing the booth, but it's irrelevant now.
Yeah.
It makes no point.
2nd down and 8 at the 30.
How about that modern technology, huh?
Schrader's pass is complete. This is Mike Dial at the 12-yard line. And with that play, the 3rd quarter will come to a close, a gain of 18. Seattle leads at 10-3. The Raiders are threatening, and we'll be back after these messages from your only 9 passes. He has completed 5 for 150 yards. That is a 30-yard average per reception. Seattle 10 for 10 for 137.
Well, you'd have to say they've been very judicious in their throwing, but what's hard to believe, Charlie, is the fact that in this day and age of 4 wide receivers and pass-happy offenses in the NFL, there's only been 19 passes thrown in this game heading into the 4th quarter.
1st down at the 12. Schrader loops it into the end zone, and it's dropped. Mike Dial right through his hand.
That was a great throw by Jay Schrader. Actually, it was pretty good coverage by Robert Blackman. Mike Dial had him on an out and up, and Jay laid it right in there. You have him in head up. That's what's called the press. He looks back and he cuts outside right there and cuts up. He's looking back. He's got it all the way. Blackman doesn't see it. Goes right through his hands.
That'll cost him $10. We found out from the Raider receivers, drop pass in practice is $5. Drop pass in the game is $10. It's all going to a party. And they say that Grady may be the host of the party, too. 2nd and 10. Bell. Nothing is there.
That's a very surprising call after that out and up to just go with a plunge. It appears that they got the secondary a little bit bothered there.
We have the official report on Howie Long, and it is good news. The injury is a dislocated toe. Questionable if he can return today, but a dislocated toe. That is really good news.
Much better news than at first we were looking at his knee. And hopefully that isn't the dreaded turf toe, because that's something that has been plagued a lot of athletes in the past.
And the Raiders want to talk it over. We have a timeout, 14:22 left in the game. Seattle 12-yard line. Schrader has a man. Touchdown. And it's Fernandez.
Great throw by Jay in that situation. Corner out by Mervin. He puts it right on the money, right in the back of the end zone. No doubt about this one. He was definitely inside the line. Jay's got to be excited about that one after having the one dropped by Dial, a sure touchdown, to come back on a big 3rd down play and hit Mervin. Gets good protection here. I'm sure he does. Yeah, I knew it. Fades back, looking right all the way. He's got Mervin in the corner. Fading right there. He's up in the air. 1, 2. Definitely a touchdown. No debate about that one, Charlie.
Nope. 80 yards on a controversial drive, and we've got an update on what happened on that call. And as the truck will tell me again, I'll pass it on because I want to be sure that I get it straight, is that the replay booth has contacted us and told us that there was a malfunction. The reason that the timeout was taken on the field was that a ball had been inadvertently kicked. They then stopped the clock, and the replay booth was trying to contact the field thinking that they already had the timeout. And right now they're reviewing the touchdown. They're reviewing that one. Yeah.
Touchdown.
Well, they got that one right, so they're 1 for 2. But there was a breakdown in communications, and they weren't able to get the word to the field to stop and hold it. And again, once a play goes on, then you can't. Then the review is out the window.
Yeah, I kind of feel like the second review is just to placate the fans.
On this one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Extra point is good. So maybe they're going to have maybe they have to have a big flag that they throw out of the booth as a weighted in, and it sails down to the crowd and says, hold it. Because they have to get, well, they had that problem before with the miscommunication with the umpire, and then they changed it because they had a little thing that kind of buzzed the body, and that didn't work. Now what they have now, it's not working either.
Well, one thing's for sure, Charlie, the non-speed factor of the wide receivers and Mervin Fernandez certainly contributed greatly in that drive. 2 big catches. This one, the touchdown in the corner of the end zone. Good concentration because he knows here he's going to get hit. Drags that right foot in. No doubt about it. Touchdown Raiders. First one for them. First offensive touchdown for the Raiders as well this year.
We are tied at 10, and congratulations to Mervin Fernandez from his teammates. With a 12-yard touchdown reception. He's the one, by the way, that told us about the $5 and the $10 in case anybody.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good.
Just put it right on his back. NBC that one for you. It's a great season.
Yeah, I was on the edge of my seat, too.
I knew you were. I could tell. Chris Warren on the return. And he is out to the 19-yard line.
Chris Warren on the return.
You know,
Elvis Patterson with the stop, 14 yards on the return. Go ahead.
I was just about to say, you know, Elvis Patterson may have been toast the last couple of years as a corner for the Giants and the Chargers, but he's one heck of a special teams player. He's doing an excellent job.
15-yard return.
And the ball is at the 20-yard line.
A lot of times when a veteran player is no longer a starter, you assume his career is over after 6 or 7 years in the league, but not so for Elvis. He's found himself a niche with the Raiders as a special team attack man.
Just over 14 minutes to go in the ball game, and we are tied at 10-10. And here's John L. Williams, and shut off inside and has to go outside, and he may pick up a couple, at least one. Mike Harden was there. Also there was Bob Golick, and a check of the ticker.
Now Washington got a field goal since the last time we checked. Still 16-14 San Diego, Cincinnati. The Giants are now 2 touchdowns up on Dallas, who won last week, and Minnesota maintains a 15-point lead over New Orleans. That's how they say it down there. Did you know that?
Yes. Yes, I did. I did know that.
You know everything. Man.
No. Giants will host Miami next week. Is that correct?
I don't know.
I think that is.
Sounds like a good game. Could be 200 team.
Sounds like a good guess, too. Second down, pass is complete to Tommy Kane, and flags are down. Kane goes to the 37 if it stands.
This could be a pick here. They might be calling McNeil for picking the defender in this situation. Or it might be defensive holding. It's got to be one or the other. Boy, that was brilliant.
Holding, number 50, defense, penalty decline, first down.
A gain of 15 yards on the play, and the ball is at the 37-yard line.
The pass is good for 15 yards, and the Seahawks first down.
The call on Ricky Ellison, and he gets so active that the other defenders have to keep him in the flow. Ricky tries to do too much.
Yeah, but you want your middle linebacker hyperactive. Mike Singletary made it in low.
John L. Williams right at the line of scrimmage. Dave Craig is now 12 for 12. With this fall season comes NFL football, the new season premiere of all of your favorite NBC shows. Excuse me there. Premiere week begins Monday night and continues through the week. You'll see brand new episodes of The Cosby Show, Cheers, Unsolved Mysteries, and lots more. All kinds of new movies and specials, and the great new shows like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That's all coming this week, starting tomorrow night. Premiere week here at NBC.
Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. What's your favorite rap group, Charlie?
Frank Sinatra is my favorite rap group. Derek Finner is the ball carrier. And Finner is rapped by Ricky Ellison. And Tom Benson.
Thomas Benson and Mike Harden on the stop. Gain of 7 on the play.
Gain of 7. It'll be 3rd down and 3. Dave Craig has completed 12 of 12 passes. He has now tied his own record for 3rd. That's as a club record.
Charlie,
Jim Zorn has 15 in a row.
Andy Heck just limped off, and Ronnie Lee came in to replace him. We'll check and see what that is a little bit later on. Hopefully it's not serious.
Here's the spread offense. 4 wide receivers at 3rd and 3. Good protection, and the pass is complete at the 50-yard line. Jeff Chadwick.
Jeff Chadwick took a shot, too. Gary Lewis came up and made the play. It was a good job of hanging on to the ball. The ball and the collision were simultaneous. Here's the outside receiver. You'll see he cuts underneath. Actually, it's Torin Dorn who's in on this. Gary Lewis appeared to be the one that was blocked out of it. Good play by Chadwick. Nice catch. Chadwick made a name for himself with the Detroit Lions a number of years ago. An 8-year veteran. Now in his 9th season, rather. He's limping around a little bit. He took a shot there in midfield. Courtesy of Torin Dorn, number 46.
And Craig now 13 of 13. First down at the 50. Good defensive play. And that is Townsend dropping John L.
Well, Greg Townsend is one of those people who actually can run from behind and catch them. When he came into the league, he was 5'5", and despite the fact, as he said to you and I, Charlie, I weigh too much, his speed hasn't lost too much. That's why they call him Townsack.
2nd and 14. 9:48 and counting. We're in the 4th quarter. A ball game that is tied 10-10. Craig, here's pressure up the middle, and it's complete. Tommy Kane. And Craig was looking right at the pressure up the middle, and a gain of 13.
Charlie, what's happening here is with the underneath routes, the cornerbacks for the Raiders are unable to stay with them. Here you can see he comes in motion, cuts underneath, and look at all the traffic that Lionel Washington has to fight to get there. And as a result, there's plenty of room for Tommy Kane to maneuver and get open for the catch. He's going to come right in your face right there. It's an easy throw for Dave Craig right there. That's a tough play for Lionel Washington because he has to fight through so many people, his own and Seahawks. Now they have a short one, 3rd and 1.
With 3 tight ends in the set. Flags are down. John L. goes out of bounds. It'll be close to whether or not he made it, but we had flags on both sides of the line.
Lionel Washington was sprinting off the field. Apparently, after the tackle, he didn't notice that they were going into their goal line defense. And when he found himself out there on the field, he realized that there was one too many. He sprinted to get off, but I don't think he made it. I think that's what the referee saw was 12 men on the field.
Illegal substitution foul. 12 men on the field. Defense, 5 yards. First down.
Get a chance to look at defensive coordinator Dave Adolph, who was not able to relay the message as fast as he would have liked. Or maybe Lionel just didn't get it. He's done a good job of molding the Raiders into this attack defense. This 4-3 under is the technical term for it. Once again, furthering the careers of trying to loosen the great Howie Long and Greg Townsend. Getting a lot of sacks for those two people.
And the ball at the 36-yard line of Los Angeles. First down, Seattle. Ball game tied at 10-10. 8:22 time remaining 4th quarter. Here's pressure up the middle again. And the first pass that Craig has missed as Benson was blitzing right up the middle. And Craig just got rid of it.
He did a good job. He did a good job of throwing it behind John L. Williams. You know,
who was supposed to pick him up?
Well, in that situation, it has to be the left guard. But, of course, he probably came down and right guard, rather. And there you see Benson comes unencumbered. There's a situation where if you can read the mind of the quarterback, in the case of Jerry Markwright, there's no doubt right there that Dave Craig threw that one away. But you can't call it intentional grounded because John L. Williams is close to the ball.
This is the 5th possession for Seattle. Their first one was 2 minutes, 13 seconds. The second was almost 11 minutes, then 6, then 9, and now this one's 6 minutes. And they are keeping the offense of the Raiders off the field. Flag down. Pass is complete at the 19, but there was a marker on the play. Ryan Blades pulls it down, and he is brought down by Eddie Anderson. And Blades is down. He is not getting up.
Took a big hit from Eddie Anderson, came in and popped it.
There's no foul on the play. The tight end resets. He's not an unrestricted line.
Interesting. We had this happen last week in the call. The tight end can reset, and you're having a situation with no tight ends in some offenses, and you're using guards as tight ends, and the officials are used to seeing those numbers, and when that happens, it's an automatic call.
Well, that's why it's imperative that they communicate on the field. Here you see an in route right there, and actually Eddie Anderson knocked him into the ball.
Yes, he did.
He knocked him into the ball. If he'd not made that big hit, it probably would have been incomplete. But you're absolutely right. They have to communicate on the field. Otherwise, there are going to be some meaningless penalties called.
At the 19-yard line, first down. And here is Spinner. John L. with a block. Gets back inside of him, and a flag is thrown. Well, that was a long flag, about 15 yards away. And a fight is broken up.
Greg Townsend and Ron Heller are getting into it. Once again, it's the age-old debate. Who threw the first punch? Craig now trying to play mediator, explaining it to him. Saying, no, he threw the first punch. No, you did. No, you did. No, you did.
Now, there was an original flag that had nothing to do with the fight. Now, have we seen a second flag because of the fight?
I don't think there's any doubt about it. You saw both parties throw punches, and that's definitely unsportsmanlike conduct.
But it may end up nullifying. Now you have the good underhand bolo punch by Townsend.
Well, it was a fair uppercut, but of course
not bad. But he's doing it to a man that has a mask on.
That's right. Dave Craig was able to deflect it a little bit. He was 1-on-2 there. Well, you know, he does have the marvelous Marvin Hagler haircut.
He does.
You know, he does look a little bit like him. And at 260 pounds, I'm sure he punches just as hard, if not harder.
Now, the fight may end up nullifying as offsetting penalties the other flag.
We're going to offset everything. We've got 3 fouls. We've got holding, number 85 offense. We've got personal foul, unnecessary roughness, 85 offense. Number 93 defense. Penalties offset, first down.
So we'll all replay it at the 19. And that's what happened. The fight nullifies that first flag.
Here's Craig coming in there trying to play mediator. Boy, they talk about the quarterbacks that have the mentality of a linebacker. Craig is definitely fearless. He doesn't want to get anybody thrown out here. And there Townsend pushes him away. Defensive linemen are obviously very sensitive about being held, and in that situation it was obvious that Heller had a good chunk of Greg Townsend's jersey.
First down at the 19. Lots of time. Has a man open, hooks him. Ball comes loose. They're going to say he never had possession. Travis McNeil then really nailed by Mike Harden.
Dave Craig had a lot of time back there to check out the field. What happens in a lot of situations like this? Travis McNeil is not a pass catcher. And if you're not catching a lot of passes, you can get numb. Here it is, nearly the middle of the fourth quarter. He hasn't had a ball thrown to him, and all of a sudden, surprise, surprise. Well, there's nobody there now. He brings it down, bang. Oh, that's close.
That is close.
That's close because he was bringing it down. The official comes in and makes a definitive statement, but I don't know if this is going to be reviewed or not.
Oh, yes. Now, they'll review everything now after the mix-up they had earlier. So let's take another look at it for the home audience as they can review it along. Now, he has to have possession both feet
right there
down.
He catches it. Now he's bringing it down to his stomach, and Harden knocks it loose, it appears.
I don't know. I don't think there's enough there to overrule.
No, I don't think so either. But then again, you know, I'm not going to bet the house on it. Once again, you remember they can only have 2 minutes to review it.
That's right.
The maximum time.
There's a time limit on it.
Travis isn't sure either. He's explaining it to him.
After further review, the play stand, second down.
So it is 2nd and 10 at the 19. As Tommy Kane goes wide to the far side and Blades is wide to the near side. And Heller, the tight end, goes to the left side.
Misdirection. There it is again. John L. Williams.
Inside the 5. Harden gets him and saves the touchdown. 16 yards. And now we got an almost fight at the 20.
Once again, you're going to see the misdirection. You'll see Fenner and the lineman go one way, and you'll see John L. Williams sneak underneath. There he is, wide open. Big play work for them in the second quarter as well, and here it works again.
And back at the 22, number 54 is Grant Feasel of the Seahawks and Tom Benson of the Raiders were joined, and the referee had to step between them. It's first and goal at the 3 for Seattle. 7.5 minutes to go. Here's Johnell. He dives. Does he get it? No, he does not.
Just inside. Good play by Eddie Anderson to keep him out of the end zone. There's a great pulling block there by Millard. He came out and he's able to cut the corner and loosen it there for John L. Williams. He'll get a chance to see it. Watch 71 in your picture cut out here and lead in front. No, he just got a piece of Anderson. I'm sorry. That was the tackle.
The ball, all it has to do is the ball break the plane of the goal line while the player is still in bounds.
Fenner is the one that was able to get the big block on Dan Land.
He's in bounds. He's broken the plane before he comes down out of bounds, and they are not reviewing it. And Fenner is dropped for a loss. It is Robinson.
And that could come back to be a big play now.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're thinking of ourselves, well, it's a moot play. It's second down, easy touchdown. And now a big play by Jerry Robinson all of a sudden makes that move by John L. Williams a problem.
And Ricky Ellison also there. So 2 questionable decisions by the replay officials have gone against Seattle.
That's a great play by Ricky Ellison to come up and force a play, and then Jerry Robinson to finish him off. Ellison must have taken a page out of Como's book. He did the exact same thing. Big play for the Raiders. And now they're going to have to throw the ball. They came in now with the regular set. They're out of their 3 tight ends.
Third down, goal to go at the 3. Does not go in.
That's a big play by Jerry Robinson. Jerry Robinson came up and jumped up in the air. It looked like he got fooled, and he came down and was able to have the maneuverability to still get over and push Craig out of bounds. Great play by Jerry Robinson. There's not enough room in the end zone. You see he's going to roll out and try to get somebody open. Here you see Jerry, he jumps, but still comes down in time to push him out before he can get into the end zone at the 2-yard line. Superb play by Jerry Robinson. That's terrific defense.
And the field goal team is in to break the tie. From the 9, an attempt of 19.
2nd and 6 inches from the goal line, they don't get in. I would think that momentum has to shift here, Charlie. The Raiders got to feel pretty good about themselves here.
It is good, and Seattle has the lead, 13-10.
Right here, a big play on 1st and goal. John L. Williams behind, a great block by Derek Fenner. Did he or did he not get the ball across the plane? Here you're going to get a chance to see, does his foot simultaneously cross the white line out of bounds and then the ball? He's in midair right there, and that's for the decision of the official. He's looking at his feet right there, and apparently he's saying to himself, he's out of bounds first. We get a chance to see it from up top. He's airborne right there. Is he out of bounds? The official says yes. I think it was a good call. All right.
Holland and Brown. And it is Ron Brown from the goal line. He's to the 20. The speedster has a hole. And across the 30 to about the 35-yard line. Now for an update, let's go to New York and Bob Costas.
Okay, Charlie, in your town of San Diego, the Chargers were trying to widen their lead on the Bengals, but the Billy Joe Tolliver pass looks like a mix-up with the intended receiver. Nobody there but Lewis Billups, who picks it off, comes back with a nice return out across the 30, and Cincinnati hangs in just 2 points back at 16-14. Charlie?
Over the Cowboys. Marcus Allen. And a flag is down. Ron Brown's kickoff return of 35 yards to the 35-yard line. And the penalty will go against the Raiders.
This penalty hurts a lot more than just the 10 yards. It's the fact that you come out.
Holding, number 66, offense, first down.
Steve Wright.
It's the fact that you come out and you get a good kick return. You got some momentum going. You got good field position at the 35. Now all of a sudden the first play you get a little bit deflated. Now you have to come back at 1st and 20 on the 25-yard line. It's almost as if you didn't get that extra run back.
5 minutes, 45 seconds and counting. Time remaining in the game. Seahawks lead by 3, 13-10. 1st and 20. Trader's pass is complete far side to Fernandez, who has the touchdown reception. There is the time. And a pickup of 11 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
They gave Fernandez a lot of respect there. They're backpedaling right from the get-go. And it gave him a lot of room, and he was able to pick up the penalty and then an extra yard.
Fernandez 3 receptions for 69 yards and the touchdown. Schrader is hit just as he throws. Rufus Porter, listen to the crowd. Wake up,
Now everybody's going to say it's the dog pound. It's in vogue now to do the Arsenio Hall thing. Here, right here, he comes from the outside, untouched. That's got to hurt. That's got to hurt when you're a quarterback. You get up and you want to blame somebody, but they came with an extra man and he was unaccounted for. You can see the pain on his face right there. That hurts.
You'll
see him on the outside of Horton here.
Pass is complete. Willie Galt. And a flag is dropped at the 48-yard line.
That was a good move after the catch by Willie Galt. Jay Schrader did a good job of going side to side to escape the rush. Get a chance to see what the flag is.
A gain of 21 of his stands. Robert Blackman with the tackle.
My guess is defensive holding from where the flag is.
Holding, number 29, defense, penalty decline, first down.
Called on Dwayne Harper. The ball is at the 42-yard line of Seattle, first down.
There's Willie Galt in motion and cutting up the field. He just sits down in the zone trying to find a dead spot, and he does. Finally, they find him. He makes the catch here. He gets away from Patrick Hunter. Pretty good move. But he gets a little shaken up here at the end of the play. He tries to cut to the outside because that's his forte, is his speed. But he gets slammed down in his shoulder. He's probably got a shoulder pain.
It's a first down. The pass is complete to Sam Grady. Grady slips a tackle down the sideline and gets out of bounds.
It's going to come back, Charlie. Marcus was in motion and he cut up the field too soon. Sam Grady's going to be frustrated because all of it's going to come back. Marcus cut up the field too soon. Right here you see he's already going forward. You see the official throw the flag right there. So all of this is for naught. He's on the ground. He gets up. It doesn't matter.
That was a good continuing effort by Grady, though.
Number 32, offense, first down.
Marcus trying to get a little bit too much of an advantage by getting up the field quick. Big penalty.
First and 15. The ball just inside the 47-yard line. And the time remaining just over 4.5 minutes. Seattle leads by 3, 13-10. Marcus in motion. Schrader throws, and it's incomplete. Dial, the intended receiver. It'll be second and 15.
It's a good effort by Mike Dial. He turned his ankle a little bit on that one. Schrader need to get the ball up a little bit. You can see he's grabbing the back of his leg. It could be a hamstring. Marcus very careful this time to not be in motion. He kind of lopes up the field. Here you see Buddy Dial, they call him, trying to get that. Right there, he grabs the hamstring. That hurts.
Second and 15. It is complete. Tim Brown, his first reception of the game, and he'll have the first down at the 30-yard line. He got 16 on the play.
Once again, you have to respect the speed of these wide receivers. They backpedal a little bit too far. Tim Brown just does a standard out route at about 12 yards, and everybody knows how good he is after the catch. Here you see Jenkins almost turning and running away from him. Cuts to the outside. Underneath, they can't get the ball, and Brown, sweet feet, gets it to the 30, first down.
Here's Bell to the 21-yard line. Greg Bell. He picks up 9. It'll be second and 1. And Rufus Porter makes the tackle.
Excellent hole off tackle. Greg Bell certainly has had a lot of time to rest. Marcus has been taking most of the load, but Greg Bell has a pretty good average per carry, is my guess. Almost 5. Yeah, I was right.
And I don't recall seeing Vance Mueller in the ballgame, do you?
Not offensively, no.
Check it down and 1. And Bell with the fresh legs, and he'll pick up the first down. He'll go to the 18-yard line.
Less than 3 minutes to go now, and you'd have to figure the Raiders want to get it in the end zone. They don't want to kick a field goal and go over to overtime, because certainly overtime would favor the home team. They got to be creative here. This is one of the keys now to coaching in the National Football League, is to score in the so-called red zone, and that is inside the 20. Tom Catlin knows that. He's got a chance to look at his troops and decide what he's going to do to offset Schrader and the Raiders.
First down. And now we've got flags in another pushing contest. Bell, the carrier, and he was upended right at the line of scrimmage.
Well, that was good penetration by Cortez Kennedy. Cortez Kennedy pushed Wisniewski back, and as a result, Greg Bell ran over his butt. Now I'll be interested here as to whether or not they take the penalty, because there was a loss in the play. They might want to take the down.
No, I think they want the distance.
Holding number 76, offense. First down.
Here we see the penetration right there, and that actually was a pretty good block. But of course, what the official sees right there is the left hand's attached to the shoulder pad, and he's going to call that. Greg Bell runs into the butt of Wisniewski, and he has no place to go. The Seahawks opted for the yardage, and now it's first and 20.
At the 27-yard line. 4-man rush. Schrader throws, and it's caught. Fernandez.
Great catch by Mervyn Fernandez. And you can see the frustration on Harper. Part of the problem is he actually does a good job of covering in this situation, but the athleticism of Mervyn Fernandez is just too much for him to cover.
And the ball is at the 3-yard line, where it will be first down and goal to go when we come back from the 2-minute warning.
Mervyn has been a clutch receiver today for the Raiders. Here you see an out-and-up move, not necessarily a great move. You can see that Dwayne Harper has him covered. But right here, the athleticism of Mervyn Fernandez, a la Lynn Swann, to go up and get the ball. Harper's got to be frustrated. That's a big play for the Raiders there. Mervyn Fernandez, despite his so-called lack of speed, has been the big play man for the Raiders today, Charlie.
4 receptions, 93 yards, and the touchdown. And a full house backfield. Marcus Allen, Steve Smith, Greg Bell. 2 tight ends, maybe 3 tight ends. They'll also move a guard in there. Greg Bell is there. Now, they were into the first half. They were at the 5-yard line. Same kind of offense.
That's right. You know, what they want to do is they want to bleed a little time. They actually don't want to score on first down. They want the time to run. Because Mike Dial got hurt earlier, you're seeing on the flank, you're seeing Marcus Allen in that third tight end position. So there is a possibility that he might go out for a pass, but he's also an excellent blocker.
Touchdown.
Nice cut by Greg Bell. Nice cut. You saw it jammed up inside, and he cuts to the outside. And a pretty good block by Marcus Allen, too, to seal it to the inside, let him cut out. The Raiders have done a good job here, Charlie. Here you get a chance to see it. Take a look at Marcus Allen. He takes on the rookie, cuts, ooh, a little bit of holding, and got away with it. Right there you see, that play is designed to go off tackle, and Greg Bell cuts to the outside. Here you get a chance to see it. He's going to dive right there. Boink. Good right foot. Plants right on the 3-yard line. That's a tough thing to do right there. That's a terrific cut by Greg Bell.
And the extra point is good. And we've got a timeout, and the Raiders have the lead.
Bell is not used to this third tight end position. Right here, Kallmeyer cuts inside. Folks, that's 2 points and a takedown right there, as we mentioned. That's holding, but he gets away with it. Bell cuts to the outside. Touchdown, Raiders.
1:26 left to go in the ball game. Raiders up by 4, 17-13. Jeff Jager to kick off, with Derek Lavelle and Chris Warren the return man. And this is Warren a yard deep. And if he can get around the corner, but he's not going to be able to do it.
Warren is going to outrun Sam Grady. Sam Grady, terrific play to go down there and make the tackle. He didn't realize the speed who he was going up against, obviously.
So Seattle at the Seahawks 9-yard line, first down.
And that's tough, too, now, because you figure that they're going to have to get 2 first downs just to get back to where they normally would have if they'd had a regular return. Big play by Sam Grady.
And the Seahawks will go with their spread offense. Craig steps forward, pass is complete to Tommy Kane, and he's to the 17-yard line. He's got 8 on the play, maybe 9. It'll be second down. No huddle offense. They're going to call intentional grounding.
That's a great job of persistence there. Great job of persistence by Bob Golick. You'll get a chance to see that he was blocked and he came off the ground to make the sack. Craig is begging, but to no excuse, to no avail, rather.
He's saying, I've got a man out there, and Mark Bright is saying he grounded the ball. It'll cost him a down.
Big play by Bob Golick. He comes off the ground here and makes the play. Great effort.
Intentional grounding. Number 17, offense. Loss of down. Third down.
Well, they're only rushing 3 in this situation. They have 8 people in coverage. There you see he gets cut, and right there he gets up. Gets up from being cut and is able to get a hold of Craig and make the play.
Ironically, he could have called it in the grass.
Take a look at Art Shell. What does he want? He wants in the grass. That's exactly what he wants. That's right. Go back there.
No, get the other.
He saw the flag. He's happy about it.
It's third down. Third down and 12.
All of a sudden, he's a Jerry Markwright fan.
54 seconds left in the game. Pass is complete to John L. Williams. And we've got a timeout, and we'll be back in a moment.
It's strangely enough, the game has gone according to plan for the Seahawks, but the big plays by the Raiders are what's done them in to this point.
They will mark it at the point of reception, which is going to be the 19-yard line, which may be a first down. They take a timeout, and we'll be back with that decision. This is a first down for Seattle. And we'll take a look.
Charlie, this looked to me kind of a generous spot. It looked like he caught the ball at about the 18-yard line, then got shoved back. Right there you see. Right there you see it was in the air as he was pulled down right around the 17-yard line. So that's a very subjective call by the official. But evidently he felt like he was on the 19-yard line when he first gained possession.
Clock is moving, but Seattle still has a timeout remaining. Chadwick goes down. There is no flag. 19 seconds left.
Charlie, this is a smart play by Torin Dorn. He sees that the ball is up, and he knows whether or not the guy can run faster than he can is irrelevant. Watch right here. He's going to cut right in front of him, right there, and look back. That's a smart play because if you understand the rule, he says if he's looking back for the ball, we're not going to call it. Actually, that technically could have been called interference because he cut off his path. Good play. You know what? And I think a lot of that has to do with the number. 46 guys notoriously are heads-up ball players.
Is that what it is?
Nah.
I just thought it was a heavy number to carry around.
Big bird.
Second and 10. Craig is in trouble. Now he's going to run for it, and he'll head for the sideline. No, he's going to stay up the middle, and he's 8 seconds and counting. Seattle has a timeout. They'll take their last one here with 6 seconds remaining. Terry McDaniel covers him. I know it's easy to make a decision up here, but I still think it would have been better if Craig would have gone out of bounds. Might have been able to squeeze one extra play in because he would have saved this timeout.
Well, as it is now, with only 6 seconds remaining, Charlie, they're only going to have one shot at a Hail Mary. What happens, you know, as a quarterback, you're trying to be decisive, but you're looking downfield and there's nobody there, and you're trained not to throw into coverage. So now all of a sudden, what are you supposed to do? Throw away your training? Now here it is. He's aggressive. He wants to get some extra yardage, but you're right. Right there, if he cuts out of bounds, he saves himself about 5 or 6 seconds, which is at this point much more valuable than the 8 or 9 yards he gained.
But it's easy to make that decision up here and not while you're being chased.
Yeah, I've noticed that ever since I've been in the booth, my IQ has jumped considerably.
The ball is at the 44-yard line. Craig scrambled for 25 yards. And it's a first down with 6 seconds left. And trips for 3 receivers on the near side. And it's up for grabs. 6 defenders, 3 receivers, and it is intercepted.
Torin Dorn with the interception, number 46.
Check it, it was number 45, Mike Harden, with the interception at the end of the game as he saves the victory for the Los Angeles Raiders. The final score, Raiders 17, Seahawks 13 here in the Kingdome. Now